Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us learn one more AWS service, that is AWS Grafana. So now the question is, why do we need to use this service? We use this service in order to monitor, let's say you have data in your AWS services. Now, either in AWS services or anywhere. So let us consider first AWS services. Let's say you have some data on AWS services. Now you are expecting to monitor that data. Now, is it possible to monitor by using any services? Yes, we have CloudWatch, CloudTrail. So like that we have monitoring services. Now, is it possible to analyze that data by using queries? No, right? It is not possible for us to analyze our data visually by queries. Now, this Grafana comes into picture in order to overcome that need. Why? So, let's say you have some data and you want to analyze your data visually by using queries. If you want to analyze your data visually by using queries, then this AWS Grafana will provide you that opportunity. In addition to that, you can even monitor your data as well. So what is this Grafana is used for? This Grafana is AWS Grafana is used to monitor our data and analyze our data visually by queries. Right? Yes. So for this monitoring, do I need to provide and manage underlying infrastructure? So obviously, in order to do these things, do I need to provide any underlying infrastructure? The answer for this is no, because AWS Grafana is a fully managed AWS service. What? It is a fully managed AWS service. So no need to worry about underlying infrastructure of this Grafana. Right? Yes. So hope you understood this point. This is a fully managed service. So we don't need to worry about underlying infrastructure. Now let's have one more question. Then what do we create to use this Grafana service? In order to use this Grafana service, what we create is we create workspace. What is workspace, sir? Workspace is nothing but workspace is nothing but it's a logically isolated Grafana server. You can assume that as a Grafana server where we actually monitor or analyze our data. So what we do with Grafana, we monitor or analyze our data with queries, right? So in order to perform those queries, we must require server, right? Yes. So that server we create, that isolated Grafana server we create by using workspace. So what is workspace? It is an isolated Grafana's server. So I hope you got main important points related to Grafana. Let's once again revise them. What is Grafana? Why we use it? Grafana is a fully managed AWS service where we use it for monitoring and analyzing data by using data visually by using queries. Right? Yes. So how can we analyze? Do we need to create any servers or provide any underlying infrastructure? So providing is not needed. For to run your queries, you need to create a workspace. By simply few clicks, you're going to create this workspace, but the underlying infrastructure will be maintained by AWS. So AWS will take care of servers and their performance or RAM, ROM regarding those things. Now, what is this workspace? It's a isolated Grafana server where you can able to analyze your data visually by using queries. So since we got a brief idea of Grafana, so let's move directly into AWS Management Console and let's see hands-on how it will be and what are the options that it provides us. You can see I have already logged into my account. Now let us see Grafana. So I'm just searching for Grafana. You can see that option is available here. I'm just clicked it so that it is opening now. You can see how the dashboard will look like. So like this, the Grafana was. So here also they are specifying it's a fully managed Grafana service. So why it is used? It is used for powerful, interactive data visualizations. So in order to visualize your data, we use this powerful Grafana tool. There are multiple ways for you to visualize this data. You can visualize this data by using a graph, bars. So like that, many options are available. You can see under the options of it, you have all workspaces and Amazon Grafana Enterprise license. So if you take this license, then what happens is, if you take this license, what happens is you can able to access third party integrations as well. So by using that integration, you can able to perform much more data analysis on your data, right? Yeah. So in order to get that flexibility, you need to have this Grafana Enterprise plugins. So let's see how to create a workspace at first. For that, click on Create Workspace. Now here you need to provide your workspace name. In order to identify a workspace among multiple workspaces, you need to provide a name. Workspace 1. So I'd like to provide like that. So other things were optional. You can see you can able to provide tags as well for this. So I'm just clicking on next. Now you can see it is asking me to provide authentication access. So what I told you about this Grafana, what I told about this workspace, it's a logically isolated server, right? Logically isolated Grafana server. So in order to access that, to perform any tasks or queries, so first the person need to authenticate it, right? Yes. So in order to do authentication, we need to provide which authentication methods are accessible. So if any IAM user, if you provide single sign-on facility for that user, so those types of users can able to access this. And you can see security assertion markup language. That means you will need to complete additional step to finish SAML configuration in the workspace is created. Okay. Now under permission types, you can see service managed and custom managed. So what is this custom managed and what is this service managed? So we are providing now in order to access our data. So whatever the data we are visualizing by using this Grafana service, first we need to access that data, right? Yes. So in order to access that, do we providing service managed policy, service managed permission. That means whatever the permission that this Grafana require, that will be directly provided by AWS. Whereas if you choose this custom managed permission type, you need to provide a policy or IAM role. You need to provide an IAM role for this Grafana. So whatever the role that you assigned here, that will be assigned to your Grafana server, and what are the permissions that it has. By using those only, it can able to access your data. If you haven't provided your permission, to particular service where you are accessing your data, then this can't able to process that data because it doesn't have permission to it. So if you provide this custom manager, then you are the person will take care of the permissions for providing this Grafana. If you click here service manager, then AWS will automatically provide all the permissions which are required for this Grafana to access your data from your data source. So I am expected to provide service managed because I don't want to create one more IAM service and need to provide each and every time the permission. You can see next option, that is outbound VPC connections. This is optional. If you want, you can able to select whatever the outbound connections out of your VPC that you want to provide. You can see workspace configurations. Even these are optional. Network access control, these are also optional. You can just click on next. So here, one more important thing that you need to specify here is data source. From which data source you are gathering your data, from which data source you are analyzing your data visually. So which data you want to process by using SQL queries. So the data source you need to select. You can see we have multiple data sources. Here you can see we are most familiar with Amazon Athena and Redshift and CloudWatch, right? Yes. So these are the other services where we can able to use them as data sources, and we can able to analyze those data which is present on those data sources by using this Grafana visually. So you just click here or select whatever the resource that you want to add. So currently I'm expecting to add all the resources. So I'm just clicked here so that every source will be added. You can see the notification channel. So whenever anything happen, that is, if you select this notification channel, it will set up you a notification channel. If you select this, then only you can able to get the notifications. If you haven't set up your notification channel, then you won't get whatever the messages regarding the service. So if you want, you can enable this, or not, then you can simply leave that and click on next. So you can see it comes under review session. After that, just click on create workspace, then it will be created. So let's review what we provided. We just provided our Grafana service workspace name, that is workspace 1 that we provided, and we selected the Grafana version. You can see we also provided that authentication access for single sign-on users. Whereas you can see this is in pending state, that is SAML access. Under permissions type, we provided service managed permission. So AWS will provide Grafana whatever the access that are required, whatever the permissions that are required to access the data sources. We even specified the data sources. You can see here under data sources, you can see what are the data sources we specified and what is the notification channel we provided. So that's it. In order to configure your Grafana workspace like this, that's it. So just click on workspace so that your workspace will be created. Since it's a demo video, I'm not creating. I just cancel it. So whenever after creating Grafana, you can able to manage groups who can able to access your Grafana service as well. So let us see how the Grafana will be whenever you log in into it. Let's see how the Grafana will be. So whenever you log in into Grafana by using AWS, or else if you log in directly, then you can see dashboard like this. You can see there are many options available here. There is a home option available here. to select whatever the data source you want to analyze, to visit the dashboard of it, and you have starred whatever the dashboard that you starred, or else what are the dashboard that you created, that also available here you can see. And you can option of explorer. So like this many options are available. Let's see home, and here let us open any one of the example dashboard, how it look like. You can see this one of the dashboard example. So let's see visualization examples. So this is how you can able to visualize. So here you can see line, how your data is visually represented in the form of lines graph, and how your data is represented by using bar graph, state timeline model. And so you can see multiple models are available here, pie charts, bar gaze. So like this your data will be highly visualizable for you if you use this Grafana service. You can even see that what are the services, what are the destination services that are accepting this, that is what are the sources, data sources that we can able to use to analyze our data in this Grafana, right? Yes, you can see you can able to visualize whole your infrastructure here, either it may be Kubernetes or AWS. And you can see application inside your infrastructure, you have applications, right? Those related data as well you can able to visualize here. And apps data, so administration data, so everything will be available under this Grafana to visualize, and you can able to monitor the data visually. So this is about AWS managed Grafana service. So I hope you understood this video and you got some knowledge on AWS Grafana. So first, in order to perform any monitoring of your dashboard, first you need to create your workspace, then you need to manage your access, and then connect to multiple data sources. Simply you got a dashboard like previously I have shown you Grafana interface, how it will be like, right? So like this your dashboard will be here, you can able to monitor, and here you can able to monitor and you can able to analyze your data. So servers requests or memory, CPU used. So like this many dashboards available here. So like this you can able to use your Grafana. So I hope you understood this video. You can even integrate with third party services. So in order to do that, I have already told you, you need to upgrade to Grafana Enterprise version. So this is all about Grafana service, hands-on about Grafana service, and how the Grafana actually looks like after you connecting to multiple data sources, and how to analyze your dashboard. And so in order to provide third-party services, first you need to update to this Grafana enterprise license model. I hope you understood this video. You got a good knowledge or knowledge recap on this AWS Grafana service. I hope this video is understandable to you. If you feel this video is understandable to you, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thanks for watching again. See you back in the next video with another interesting topic. Until then, bye bye guys.